It is common knowledge that at one point, Suge Knight was one of the scariest and most intimidating figures in hip-hop. However, after the decline of Death Row Records and possible involvement in the deaths of Tupac and Biggie, Knight's reputation started to dwindle as well, making him not welcome in many of the circles he had once been in. Certified industry bully 50 Cent is one of the few acts who dared to stand against the mighty Suge and even threatened and told him never to mess with him again. So, what transpired between the two, and how did Suge take the threat? Let's find out. North. 50 Cent's brand is built out of controversy. In fact, before making it big under Eminem's Shady and Dr. Dre's Aftermath joint deal, 50 gained notoriety for dropping famous names and wanting to rob them in How to Rob. Intended as the single from his supposed debut album Power of the Dollar, How to Rob catapulted his name into New York's hip-hop scene. Although Fifth, real name Curtis Jackson, was shot 9 times and subsequently dropped from the label because of the controversy, the rapper's mark in the rap game was still seen. 50 still adopted the same hustler mentality even after signing with Eminem and Dr. Dre, thus making him an immovable object. Nobody wants to mess with 50 Cent because he would not be scared of anyone. On the other hand, even if you're completely unfamiliar with gangster rap, chances are you've still heard of Marion Suge Knight, the infamous founder of Death Row Records. With a huge personality and a hulking frame to back it up, Knight literally took the rap game by force in the early 90s, allegedly using intimidation and violence to silence his rivals and build an empire that has been compared to Motown. His controversial tactics worked, and many of the artists on his roster, which included the likes of Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Tupac Shakur, were catapulted to stardom. Suge never thought he'd meet his match until he messed with 50 Cent. Sometime last year, D12 rapper Bizarre spoke about the time Suge Knight stopped by 50 Cent's in Dot Club video shoot in an attempt to intimidate the G-Unit head honcho. Speaking to Matt Hoffa on My Expert Option, Bizarre recalled how things changed for him and the rest of the Shady Aftermath artists once 50 signed to the roster in June 2002. Shit definitely changed, like how we was moving, Bizarre explained. We was in some shit. We had to roll out the military, you know what I'm saying. Bulletproof vests, bulletproof cars, you know. We didn't really have to worry about that before him. Battle rapper Poison Pen then interjected and brought up the time the now incarcerated Suge, the co-founder of Death Row Records, rolled through the set of In Day Club with 30 other people. It was like a standoff, Bizarre said. I know it sounds like a fucking made-up movie, but it's really true. We were shooting the In Dot Club video and somebody said, Suge Knight here. And I was at the bar, the gang was there, and they stopped and Suge came in with 30 Mexicans, like you said, which is weird. And I just remember 50 was like, what's up, man? What you wanna do? He continued. Suge looked at him and he took a puff of his cigar and he blew it out and he did like this and he left. Just a lot type shit, intimidation type shit. It was the first time in the hip-hop world that someone fearlessly faced Suge, and it was none other than Queen's gangster rapper 50 Cent. According to former G-Unit artist Bang M. Smurf, Eminem, 50's BFF and mentor, was ready to fight Suge Knight while wearing a bulletproof vest at the Rappers in Day Club video shoot. Smurf said during an IG live session that he had gotten a call from Shaw Money XL saying that Suge was on the set even though he did not formally announce that he would be there. He admitted that he was excited to meet Suge at first, but due to beef between his crew and Suge's crew, he was prepared to kill Suge if he needed to. Because I already knew if I blew Suge's head off, I'm playing like I'm scared for my life, cause remember Suge had that image already, so I knew if I killed him, I would have done like 5 years. That's nothing, and I would have been playing like I was scared for my life. This Suge Knight, Smurf explained. He would later say, what's poppin'? To Suge, Smurf went on to say how Eminem came out in a bulletproof vest in case he had to fight Suge. He says that neither 50 nor Dre was outside, so Eminem might have readied himself in order to protect 50 or Dre. Suge is one big guy, and we have to give it to Fifth and his crew for standing against him. Crime hasn't always paid for the West Coast music executive, as his colorful criminal record proves. He's been in and out of prison over the years, and in 2006, a federal judge ordered Death Row be taken over by a bankruptcy trustee, citing gross mismanagement by its founder. Suge is currently facing charges that could put him away for the rest of his life, but he has never been short of scandals. In August 2001, Suge was an inmate at California's Mule Creek Maximum Security Prison, so this is where The Guardian met him for what would become a very candid interview. The disgraced music mogul was nearing the end of a 5-year stretch for an assault he was involved in on the night Tupac Shakur was killed, and he was in a reflective mood. Suge claimed his bad reputation was undeserved. If I was 5 feet 7 and 150 pounds, they'd be calling me a genius, he said. But 'cause I'm 6 foot 3 and over 300 pounds, they call me the most dangerous man in the record industry. Knight did admit that he had a violent past that started when he was in his teens. He told the British newspaper that he and his friends used to catch a bus to the affluent Hollywood Hills area and wait outside the schools for the wealthy students. The kids would come out, and I grabbed them, turn them upside down, and shake out their money. He said, they were easy pickings. A few years later, I was stealing their bikes. No one ever said anything. Why would they? Man, those white motherfuckers were running scared of black guys like me. They thought we were some kind of wild animals. But despite everyone fearing him and his intimidating stature, 50 Cent has always made it clear that he fears no one. The 21 Questions hitmaker also has a history of violent beefs throughout his career, and some are pretty well documented. 50, at some point, even challenged boxer Floyd Mayweather to a boxing match.
Woke up, I looked at the computer said, Floyd said, fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50. I'm like, what'd he say fuck me for? Nelly fucked your first baby mama, Melissa, then took your fucking fiance. Say fuck that nigga.
This is a special ASLELS challenge for you, Floyd. If you can read one full page of a Harry Potter book, nigga, I'll give $750,000 to whatever charitable organization you want to. Fuck the bucket of ice, man. I got a phone call from my man Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy said if Floyd accepts the challenge, then he'll put it on the actual show, so you can read it on the show. We don't want to put pressure on you. We know you can't pronounce those words in that Harry Potter book, so we're gonna let you read Cat in the Hat.
It's difficult to pinpoint the turning point of the 50 Cent Floyd Mayweather feud, but one thing is that both of them were in the boxing business in the 2010. The rapper even walked money to the right for his fight against Oscar de la Hoya in 2007, and they were good friends for a while. However, their relationship started shifting when Floyd was serving time in prison. 50 Cent claimed that the boxing champ asked him to run his promotion company, but he ended up flirting with Floyd's rival Manny Pacquiao to form their own promotion company. Their disagreement in business extended to the point where they started throwing childish jabs on social media. 50 made fun of Floyd's lack of formal education, while Floyd called 50 Cent's current state irrelevant in the rap game. Then there is 50 and his former Sigmy, another certified bad boy, The Game.
You mentioned the beef with 50. It got deadly serious. There was a lot of false, from my perspective, a lot of false coming back together, or this is over, and then y'all was still throwing shots at each other.
Right.
But then after a number of years, it seemed like it was really over. It was pictures of y'all or footage of y'all in a strip club together. Now that, like for me as a fan, it's over. But for me as a fan of 50, the musician, and 50 has shown me a lot of love, and you show me a lot of love. Can you talk to me about, if you feel like this exists, any magic musically between y'all?
I think that now me, I would entertain it. You know what I'm saying? Just because, not because I'm unselfish, I'm an unselfish MC. I feel like I would do it for the sake of cats who want to hear it, who want to see it, who relished in that moment that me and 50.
Once upon a time, fellow rapper The Game was a close business colleague to 50 Cent, having signed to G-Unit back in late 2003. It was Dr. Dre and Interscope's Jimmy Iovine's idea to place the rapper among 50's crewmates, and they marketed him as the loyal dog in 50's camp. However, tensions between the two rap heavyweights rose as 50 felt like his sophomore album, The Massacre, was neglected by Interscope to accommodate The Game's debut, the documentary. He further claimed that he helped write more records in the documentary than what he was originally credited for. I did so much on his record, I did 6 records, 50 told MTV. To take the time and energy from what I'm doing on my record and create his record, then have him go off at his mouth like that and be disrespectful. He'll wake up when it's time for him to do his next record. But the most epic of them all is his beef with Ja Rule. 50 Cent and Ja Rule's feud is probably the second biggest hip-hop feud after Tupac and the Notorious Big, as they've continued exchanging words even to this day. It all started when Jay was robbed at gunpoint while shooting a video in Southside Jamaica, which was 50 Cent's turf. The man who robbed him was 50's associate, as the rapper admitted in his 2005 biography From Pieces to Weight. Fast forward to 2023, and the beef is still far from over as they continuously exchange not-so-nice words about each other. So, yeah, if he handled all those men, 50 definitely can handle Suge Knight. If at all, he will be lucky enough to get out of prison. And that's it from us today. Until next time, bye.